This segment of DelmarvaLife is sponsored by Salisbury University.
February is dedicated as Black History Month, honoring the struggles and the triumphs of African Americans throughout U.S. history. It's a rich history woven into the fabric of our country.
And that is why all this week Salisbury University is offering opportunities to learn about Black History Month through events designed to be both fascinating and educational. Dr. April Logan is an associate professor of English at SU, and she joins us this afternoon with more. Welcome to Historic Studio D.
Thank you for having me.
So Black History Month has actually has its roots back, what, 100 years ago?
Yes. In 1926, prominent historian Carter G. Woodson founded Negro History Week to sort of highlight achievements of African American history that are sometimes overlooked in mainstream history. And what started as a week just flourished and grew. And then eventually in 1976, Gerald Ford officially designated February as Black History Month.
As the month. So why is it so important, such an important celebration at Salisbury University?
It's a wonderful celebration because, one, I think it gives students an opportunity to learn about Black history in a way that's both educational but also fascinating and entertaining.
Yeah.
And also, you know, students go through their time at SU, but you know, everyone is in their majors and they might not always have an opportunity to take that history, you know, throughout their 4 years. And so all of these programs invite them in to have that wonderful experience and opportunity. And also I see it as a great time to bring together the students, faculty, staff, and our Delmarva community members. And that's something else that makes our month in particular very special, is because every month we almost always have at least one event that really highlights Delmarva African American history. And that has been happening ever since I've been involved with programming the month. We had to cancel it. We're going to reschedule it. For example, we were going to have a panel on Rosenwald Schools on the Shore. And of course, that's the wonderful history of Julius Rosenwald, the partnership between him and educator slash, I like to think of him as a political figure, Booker T. Washington, to found schools for, you know, marginalized African American communities. But it was going to be our history here on the shore, and that event is still going to happen. So I guess just keep your eyes out for rescheduling it. But it was going to have, you know, what I like to think of as living history panelists, you know, some members of our community that are in their 80s to talk about, who are attend the schools, help maintain the schools. So the African American community would help also put the money up, but then they were responsible for a lot of the maintaining the schools going forward. So it's really, it's an extraordinary story.
That's amazing.
And every year we have something like that at SU. And also we have a different theme every year. So you can really cover all the bases. This year the theme just happened to be African Americans in Labor, and we take that theme from the Association of African American Life and History that Carter G. Woodson founded. And so each year it's a little bit different. One year it's education, another year, like I said, history. So that's another thing that makes it wonderful.
All right, so tell us about some of the programs happening this week.
This week in particular, we're having sort of what we call our, you know, guest artists. One is you know, award-winning children's literature author Carol Boston Weatherford and her son Jeffrey Weatherford are coming first for an African American poetry read-in on Wednesday night. So they're actually going to read from, if I can do show and tell.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is the book that she just came out with, Ken Rooted in Hope, which is fabulous. I'm actually teaching it in my graduate seminar. And this is a book of poetry, but she, the inspiration for the poetry sort of came from archival research that she did across Delmarva, DC, and also right in our backyard at the NAB Research Center at Salisbury University, and turned it into these wonderful, beautiful poems. You know, her family's, based on her family's history of enslavement to liberation, and includes, you know, some figures, you know, like Frederick Douglass. It's really wonderful. So they're probably going to read from some of these poems. And what I like to tell people about the African American poetry reading, again, thinking about bringing everyone together, you just show up and read your favorite poem that you've loved your whole life by an African American poet. Or if you're an African American poet yourself, you can read your own poetry. So it's really great, and that will be at 6 p.m. in the Bond Curriculum Resource Center on Wednesday. And then on Thursday at 5 p.m., we're going to have an artist talk, which is going to be something a little bit more intimate with Carol and her son, who are going to talk about that creative process. how do you sort of turn, history, the archives, into, a creative, cultural production. I mean,
Okay.
because the images, if you can take a look, even just look at
Oh,
Jeffrey.
that's beautiful.
That is incredible.
And inside, I mean, I can't show it all,
Start to say
but
there's a bunch of bookmarks there.
well, I'm an English professor, so that's what we do. We have to bookmark stuff, but there's just so many beautiful
Look at that.
images. I don't know if you can see. I'll hold it.
So how do we attend the programming? What do we do?
Basically, like I said, everything that we have, I mean, all the events that we have are free and open to the public. So just show up. The only thing you might want to do is to get a parking pass if you're going to drive to SU.
Okay.
And that's very easy to do through SU's website. But other than that, just show up. The only event that we have that is actually you have to pay is the soul food dinner, which I don't have to talk about that. That's like legendary on the shore, and that's awesome. That's the only event you have to pay for, and that's something else I want to talk about. Is just that, again, this is a great opportunity, and we have other standing events. It really goes the whole month. The standing events that we always have are we have a wonderful kickoff celebration that the students pull together and they work with people in the community. We have that. We always have a fabulous keynote speaker. It's often a historian from another institution, but sometimes the faculty at SU also do the keynote. We, in addition, we always have a film screening, which is also like a historical film or a documentary about African American History Month. And again, now the African American Poetry Read-In is becoming one of our annual events. So, just keep your eye out. I'd love to come back every year, hint, hint, and, and talk about. But if I don't, just always every February you should go to SU's website because we have this celebration every single year.
Amazing.
That is wonderful. And you will be coming back
And
next
you will be coming back.
We'll see you then. Thank you so much, Dr.
Thank you
April
for
Logan
having
with
me.
Salisbury
Wonderful.
University.